Okay, just before we get cracking, Secondus's suit, that's the coast is clear now for the National Convention of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, on Saturday. The Court of Appeal in Port Harcourt has dismissed the suit filed by the suspended PDP chairman, which is Secondus. The PDP was also granted leave to proceed with its elective National Convention, scheduled for the 30th and 31st of October. Now, the panel of 3 judges led by Justice Haruna Samani found no merit in Secondus's appeal, saying he voluntarily relinquished his office since he didn't challenge his removal at the ward and local government levels. That's the interesting thing about law. So that's behind us. Okay, our first story. Tomorrow week, it would be election day in Anambra State for a new governor. And as we speak, about 34,000 police personnel deployed for the exercise have arrived the state. The Commissioner of Police in Anambra, Eworo Echeng, confirmed the development during a press briefing on Thursday. Other necessary assets, we are told, required for the November 6 polls have arrived as well. CP Echeng assured that the impact of the officers and men will be felt in the state. Now, in the build-up to Election Day in Anambra, emotion is becoming the enemy of wise counsel. Many schools paint pictures of bedlam or uproar, and Anambrarians, that's how they pronounce it? Anambrarians left disconsolate. INEC assured it is ready, even as the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security, ICCES, has promised a calm atmosphere. Okay then. Madam, you know, the build-up is scary. So everybody concerned is saying no cause for alarm.
Yeah, and I want to agree and believe that there is going to be no cause for alarm. Of course, saying that, we are all being optimistic, because if we look at the happenings in Anambra and the Southeast in general in the last few months, there are actually genuine reasons to feel concerned about the election. But I think also that the authorities, the necessary authorities concerned with this election, have been doing their bits, and they have been going on as if everything is okay, which is the way it should be. INEC has kept on assuring everyone that it is ready for the election, and now we see that the police deployment is already in place, and every other security operative that is required, they are in place, which makes a lot of sense, really. So I think what is left now is for the people themselves to have enough faith in what has been put in place, and for them now to go out and actually cast their votes, because without the people, what are we talking about there? So I think we should just keep on reassuring the people.
You know, conspiracy theorists are many. There are plenty. 10 for 1 copper now. Say all sorts of things ahead. But, they just want to cow the people, so they install whoever they want there. And this is
people should go themselves. They should go out and vote. Look, INEC even today said it's discovered about 86 polling units that have no voters. Yes, in the same Anambra election. And it has said that it's not going to deploy personnel.
In state, rather.
In state, he said it's not going to deploy personnel to those places. And I like that, you know. It's not that on the election day you will not be telling people that there are no voters on the list.
And yet results will come in.
Exactly. So now that INEC has gone forward to say, look, in these places, election cannot take place because there are no voters. You now wonder, how did they get the polling units and the rest without voters that are registered?
But don't be surprised. Politicians they are capable of anything.
Definitely.
They are.
Definitely. Yeah.
Emeka, but let me quote a gentleman you know, Chika Okpala Zebrodaya. He says,
he's my brother.
Oh, really?
We are from the same village.
Okay. Yeah. Chika, I greet you. You know, he's my friend too. He says he has seen 99, who be 100. And you look at it and you are asking yourself, this country, no less so Southeast, don't see 99.
Yeah.
That show must go on.
Yes, actually, yes, it has to go on. But we must take into consideration certain issues that are still hanging. One of the governorship candidates, Obiora Agbazimalo of Labour Party, is still missing. He was kidnapped along with the security maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. He has not been found. And there are stories hanging around his abduction. His family says, you know, they've been in touch with his abductors. They are not demanding for anything. They've spoken with him. He said as well. But where is he? The police need to bring him out from wherever he is, because that is unfair. 2, when INEC monitored the primaries of parties, there was an issue hanging about one of the parties. How INEC officials waited till 5 p.m. and there were no primaries, and eventually the party said they held primaries and brought out results, and INEC listed the name of the candidate of that party. That is another hanging issue. The third hanging issue is this. The security agencies, yes, they have been deployed, soldiers and all that, but the reports we are getting is that the security agencies should not be high-handed. They should not over-display their, they should not overdo the show of force, and then now even present a bigger threat than IPOB. Understand today, soldiers went about some towns shooting in the air, and people thought, what was happening? Shooting in busy markets and all that. What for? Even in my town, people from my town, I got reports that they were shooting. People were wondering what's going on. Eventually, they said,
"Which is your town?"
Nobi. My town is Nobi. It's a junction town.
So
now they said they were shooting, and people around the day later they said no, it was soldiers, just in a show of force. Now again, there was a rally today in I think around in Nagwata. The wife of the governor represented the governor, and there was a story that unknown gunmen attacked the rally before it started and killed 5 policemen. We don't know how far that is true, but you see, all of these things, beyond just deploying security agencies, government should also
but my trouble with these things is these stories will come from left, right,
center.
saying.
That's what I wanted to say. That the issue of propaganda, stories flying all over the place.
Yeah. You don't think these things are deliberate?
Oh, why not? In Nigeria, politics is money now. There are many. See, how many politicians in Nigeria have a second address? That is where they live. That is where they feed from. That's how they feed their family. So they will do everything to throw a spanner in the works.
Emeka, with 34,000 police personnel, officers and men in place, one expects that most of these theories should belong in yesterday.
Are there really 34,000? Because with experience, benefit of hindsight, we've heard, that it's just the police, the civil defense has not given us their own figure. The Nigerian military has not given us their own figure. Road safety has not given us their own figure. We hear these thousands. But go out on polling day, you see sit-dogs snatching ballot boxes. You see sit-dogs stop printing. So where are the policemen?
We have not got there.
No, but based on experience, we have to look at where we're coming from. Even recent elections. Go and ask. We are in there, Edo last year. And which other place held elections? We had these experiences, and we heard of thousands of policemen. What I'm saying is this: the Inspector General of Police should, and the heads of other security agencies should match their talk with action. If you say you're deploying security agents, let them be seen. And I do know that also that there are various interests are also reaching out to IPOB to say, listen, withdraw this threat, because it will not be good for Anambra to descend into chaos. We must hold this election. And then again, there is also the aspect that why is it in 2017 when a governorship election was to hold, the same IPOB came up and said, no referendum on Biafra, no election. People are now asking, why the focus on Anambra? But this 2019 again, this thing coming up again.
Yesterday,
yes,
IPOB has dissociated itself from disrupting the process. So remove that one. You have also have heard that.
Yes,
perhaps maybe not.
We have even the statement by Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer 2 days ago, where he said that people should be careful of those trying to use his absence, to cause confusion. All of these things. But I do know that these things, will smoothen out. But the people, I will urge people to get ready for the elections.
I don't want you to tell me that Anambrarians are not ready for a smooth process.
No, let me tell you something. You know the interesting thing? They are ready. Look, if politicians will abide by the rules, the people of Anambra will come out. People have already made up their minds about whom they want to vote. This one say for this candidate, for this candidate. They will come out. You don't even need police presence because Anambra is not noted basically for election violence. All of these things, snatching ballot. But where are you snatching? Where are you running to? We know the strongholds of all these candidates. So what are you talking about? You carry ballot boxes to go and pray for who? Where? But the thing is this, you see, there are people, mischievous elements, bent on causing fear.
Yeah. And using IPOB.
And all sundry, you see, it is, crime is another big enterprise in Nigeria. Big enterprise.
I'm not a criminal, so I won't.
We're not. Sorry. No. We're journalists, so okay. Of course we report the news. And then what I'm saying is that the security agencies must make sure that not just before the election, during the election, they will tell you after the election, but after the election now, they withdraw security personnel. What happens to the people? There are still issues hanging about security in Anambra. So the government must make sure that the police is up and running again in Anambra State.
But before I pass over, are you happy with the Igbo politician of the 21st century?
Why not? The Igbo politician
is he playing the politics of consensus?
You see,
does he believe in consensus building?
Yes, he does. He's a politician like politicians from other places, But again,
why do you think Anambra election will pose a lot of wahala?
No, I said it. Ordinarily, if you remove all these unnecessary distractions, Anambra election should not pose any wahala because people have made up their minds based on there is the issue of religion. That religious dichotomy, it's there. It's an issue. There are some other issues about, government doing this, government not doing this, and all of that. This candidate, we don't want this candidate.
Emeka, I hear Anata is joining us from Jos, Plateau State. Ata, good evening to you.
Journalist Hangout, good evening.
We greet you. Welcome.
You see the problem with the Anambra election. It's not the deployment that is the issue. The issue is let the IG make sure he commands his men not to be partisan. That is the greatest problem they are having. Even my relations that are there, that's what they are saying. You see, that's what is making them scared. Nobody, the security they are deploying there is even worse than the IPOP, the way they are behaving. Yes. So let them check that. But this is not funny again. Yes. I don't understand what is happening in this country.
Okay.
But the last time,
is it the country now or Anambra?
Well,
so you see, you hear things like what the lady, our sister, has given us from Jos, and you are asking, are we helping the situation?
Yeah, that the other time I said we need to go beyond this to build trust in people.
Yes.
The point she raised now shows that government or the security agencies are not building enough trust in the people, which is
and the process.
And the process, yes, which is a very key area that they need to attend to, because if people have already taken it that you are even worse than IPOB, that you claim to be protecting them against, that means that the likelihood of them going out to cast their votes is very low. And if they don't go out, the likelihood that they will not be happy about the outcome of the process is also very high. And also the likelihood of probably protest after the election is also high. So I think generally speaking, people should be able to know that government is not taking side. There are assumptions. So it is the duty of government and the security agencies to come out at this time to actually say, to allay the fears of people, and let them know that no, these security agents are working for you, for the security of the people. We are not supporting anybody. We are not partisan, and we are not here to work for any party.
And the point must be made here that Anambra governorship election is one of the very few scattered elections.
Exactly.
And the position was provoked by politicians themselves.
Exactly.
Because largely, Emeka, look at it, we are very bad losers and bad winners too.
Yeah, of course, we believe in winner takes all, and we believe in enforcing it to the letter. So you see, politics is not just, it's not about service. Politicians mainly go there, you know, of course, look at how they fill their code of conduct forms, you know, anticipatory declaration. A politician tells you is worth 50 billion or 100 billion. What work has he done that, you know, he got that money? But you find out that basically what he or she is doing is in advance, you know, how much I will pack from the treasury. And that is a problem. So I think Nigerian politicians are by and large the problem. You know, they are the problem of the political system.
All right. Emeka, we have Uchechukwu is reaching us from Enugu.
Good evening.
Good evening. How do you do, sir? Let's go.
I'm doing fine, John Susan.
Yeah.
MDC too in those days.
Here we go.
Thank you. I'm talking about the election in Anambra State. I think seriously the security agencies have been able to build trust. But because the people are still not believing in each other, there is that fear that if I come out, I will be attacked. A lot of things that have been going on is based on hearsay. Sit at home, you sit at home. You don't go out. For example, all these days they've been saying sit at home. I go to my office and come back. And the road is always free in Enugu. No traffic, no nothing. But the following day, that is Tuesday, you will see the security men on Monday. But once it's Tuesday morning, you see the policemen on the road. Why wouldn't they come out on Monday to protect the people? I think the same thing is happening in Anambra State. When people say, don't come out, there is that fear. And I think the security men are there. And you journalists, you have to help out and convince the people that, look, the security agencies are for everybody. They are there to protect both the politicians and also the politicians.
Okay, many thanks. So Enugu is next to Anambra, and so the man is like eavesdropping, which is part of what we are saying. Theories from left, right, center, and so on.
Yeah, I also like the point that he made, even though the security agents too, human beings, don't let us forget that. They are also probably afraid. You know, in these places, we always hear of unknown gunmen, and their target is always the security.
Sometimes they talk about unknown men.
Unknown, yes, that's what I'm saying, that they just talk about them, but they say they keep killing and killing. So,
and they are unknown.
And they are unknown, and they are targeting security people. So, you see, the reason why we are able to deploy over 30-something thousand to Anambra now is because it's a scattered election.
Yeah.
So it's difficult for Anambra and all these southeast places to actually have enough security personnel that can be parading their roads, even on days that they declare sit at home. We need to take that into consideration. Besides, security operatives could be in some places and not even on the routes that he is also passing through. So we need to also note that. But by and large, I think it's important to build trust and to let people know that they can actually come out to raise
the
vote.
issue of the kidnapped candidate of the Labour Party.
Wow.
And that's another troublous angle to what we're saying.
But like he rightly pointed out, I see that as mainly political.
Yeah.
How come that it is now that they decided to kidnap him? Why is it that it is a few weeks to election period that he's now been kidnapped? Then also,
BC, you know, both of us I'm constrained to ask Emeka, but we used to hear Delta no they carry last, so Anambra no one carry first, or what do we say?
No, well, it's up to the people of Anambra State to make sure this election is successful, and
it's in their interest.
Yes, it's in the interest of the people of Anambra. Like I've said it again and again. If you don't come out to vote, you don't have a right to complain over the next 4 years.
Whatever result is declared is binding on you.
Yes, so come out. Don't allow any threats to deter you from coming out. Come out and vote. And then the security agencies must not be partisan. You know, like my colleague has said, they should not, because there have been accusations. You know, let them remain at the level of accusation, and they should prove Nigerians right that they are not there to assist any particular candidates. You know, they should ensure that let them just do their jobs, and then make sure. And then INEC, of course, this is also the first opportunity for INEC to now openly use the electronic transmission of results. There should be no, stories, no tales by moonlight that due to network disruption, one thing or the other happened. That was on base stations didn't work. Please, everything must work. The results must be transmitted.
Emeka has forgotten that people hardly tell stories now by moonlight, because Nigerians don't know what a moon day.
But in this one, we want the results, not the moon.
Okay, Anambra, all roads will lead to the state next Saturday. Please, the show must go on. As then they talk, BC and Emeka will agree. One monkey cannot stop a train. Okay, we have a call from Anambra State, this time Onisha. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Jones.
Yeah, I just missed your name. Frank?
I'm Mr. Brown.
Brown, let's go, sir.
Yes. What is happening in Anambra State is just very funny, because to me, I understand that politicians really want to destroy the state. It's not even the ESN that are doing all these killings, but politicians. They are the ones doing all these things. They just want to destroy the state for nothing. I'm telling you. They keep on spreading fake news everywhere that ESN are the ones doing all these killings. But politicians are behind all this.
Brown, please confirm. You are saying policemen around?
No, not at all.
Okay. Well, maybe they have not been deployed.
Especially on Monday. You will not see them on the road. But other days you see them.
He's talking about the sit-at-home.
You see?
But Brown, let's clear one thing. Is it for fear of IPOB or for fear that government will not necessarily protect them?
There's no security anywhere. I think if Anambra state government and even the federal happens to be serious, they should provide security for Anambrians, for them to vote. Because once you don't see security, there's no way you vote. You not come out.
All right, Brown, from this hangout, we wish you well. We wish you well. Thank you for your time.